Normally when we see Galarian Moltres, it's all about setting up Nasty Plot while being bulky and being able to take advantage of the Berserk. However, this team that ended up getting top 32 at the European International Championship ran a completely different set with Choice Specs Galarian Moltres and a Solvest Okidogi. We're going to be trying out this team and seeing how well it can perform. This Galarian Moltres Bronzong Okidogi team ended up getting top 32 at the biggest international championship to date. We have a really interesting take here. We have the Grimmsnarl Amoonguss, which are known for being bulky. We have the screen set up with the Grimmsnarl, this one running Thunder Wave for some support for speed control, and the Amoonguss of course can Pollen Puff, usually going to be a Pokemon that can set up, and usually that is going to be the Galarian Moltres with Nasty Plot. However, this Galarian Moltres is quite a bit different, as this one, instead of playing passive, you have that Choice Specs damage, so you have the immediate damage output, and you don't really have to risk as many crits because you can just fire off attacks immediately, which is really cool because the Galarian Moltres flying coverage is always really impressive. The Fire Wrath able to do a lot. You have the Thunder Wave Fire Wrath combination as well with Air Slash that can get some flinch, para flinch chances as well, so it can be really frustrating to handle, can be pretty bulky, and just immediate damage output that might be hard to recover in time. Paired up with it, Okidogi pairs well with the Grimmsnarl. Screens is always appreciated for Okidogi, able to do a lot of damage, able to take attacks with the Assault Vest. Really good into stuff like Japan Balance with the Urshifu, Amoonguss, Incineroars, or Riolabooms that are just really hard to hit Okidogi for a lot of damage, while Okidogi can hit pretty much a lot back, especially with the Gunk Shot and Drain Punch recovery. Makes it really obnoxious under screens. We have the Cornerstone Ogerpon, which is a really unique pick here. And just having that raw coverage being fast here is really nice. Having that sturdy is also incredible with follow me support, and raw coverage is actually really underrated, able to do quite a bit. And we have the Bronzong, which is an interesting pick with the Iron Defense and Trick Room, so it gives this team a different speed advantage method, which this team doesn't have other than Thunder Wave, which is pretty nice, but also can be used as a Pokemon that could just win games with that Iron Defense and the Body Press against really heavy physically oriented mods. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. Entity, Armarouge, Torkoal, Gallade, the Cornerstone Ogerpon, and Great Tusk. The Great Tusk is kind of random on this team, but okay. Trick Room kind of team, unless this is some Earthquake Indoor Weakness Policy Armarouge stuff with Great Tusk, which I don't know, could be, I suppose. I do like the idea of Galarian Moltres is pretty strong here. I do like Grimmsnarl with screens quite a lot in this matchup. Do I want to go with my own Ogerpon is the question. I definitely like Okidogi with the Assault Vest. Is able to take attacks extremely well, especially probably going to be my Terramon. The question is, do I want Ogerpon or maybe Bronzong? I don't really like Amoonguss too much in the matchup, even with Alkaberry. Like, I'm not exactly too sure if I want to go with Cornerstone Ogerpon or Bronzong. They're both not like terrible. The thing about it though is that if I'm planning to tear it to Okidogi, then it's probably Bronzong's more worthless in this matchup. It's probably Cornerstone Ogerpon in that case. Yes, let's try it out. So let's see how well that this can perform. If they lead Gallade, it might be, do they go for a wide guard or not? But I do get free screens up generally. So this is going to be a little bit concerning because the damage output of Gallade is pretty terrifying, but the damage from Specs Moltres is pretty rough against a lot of their team. NDD Gallade, okay, not too surprising. So we will get up our, I think we just go for Fire Wrath. I could go for Air Slash, but I'd rather have the spread damage realistically, because if the Gallade's forced to wide guard, it's not really too much threatening. I think I'm just going to Fire Wrath immediately, and I'm just going to go for a Reflect. Yeah, I like that a lot. And it looks like, follow me, Trick Room. Okay. If they get flinched, they just lose, I think. So I'll take it. They probably think that this is Nasty Plot Galarian Moltres, which maybe that makes sense. They think I'm just going to Nasty Plot, so not going to wide guard immediately. But this is a Fire Wrath. Look at how much damage that does. Beautiful damage across the board. Trick Room gets up, but that is perfectly acceptable there. All right, nice. The question is, do I want to set up a light screen or not? I think I do want to Fire Wrath here. I think I'd probably want to click Spirit Break. Do I want a Spirit Break or do I want to get a light screen up? Because if I go for Spirit Break now, if I go for Light Screen now, I can always try to Spirit Break the Torkoal. So I have options. I think I'm just going to attempt to Spirit Break. Force them then down to their last two. They go for Helping Hand, which is interesting. Okay. So I have that Reflect up. I should be good here. Sacred Sword into the Galarian Moltres. Not going to KO. And I'm going to be able to get a free Spirit Break off into the Gallade and a KO into the Entity. So I could have actually got the Light Screen up. I think the Light Screen was better just because they gave me the Berserk boost. So I should have probably been able to knock out both. But I am A-okay with that, I suppose. I think this is still better than if they went Torkoal for the Entity and clicked Wide Guard there, because then that would have actually put me in a really weird spot, I suppose. But if I did go for the Light Screen, so it's not a terrible option here. Torkoal going to be revealed, and then last Pokemon is going to be the... Oh, it's Ogerpon. All right, so I don't have to tear my Okidogi, it looks like. I'd rather keep the Okidogi around, so I probably... Do I want to tear it out, I guess is the question? Probably not. It's an Ivy Cudgel coming out. So I want to get a Light Screen up. Questions, do I want to tear the Moltres? Probably not. I probably just want to sack realistically. So I think I'm just going to fire the Raft and I'm just going to get a Light Screen up. The problem is, how much damage can the Torkoal do against my team? We are going to see a Terra committed here. So this is probably Terra on the Torkoal. Yep, for Eruption. And that means I probably do want to Terra Okidogi now that I think about it, because if they're going for like Follow Me Eruption as their end game plan, then it's probably just better. So get a Light Screen up. We're in a pretty comfortable spot now. Eruption. Yeah, so we have Reflect, we have Light Screen. They have, after this is going to be the 2 turns of Trick Room remaining, because this is the 3rd one. So I feel pretty comfortable with it. You go for the Ivy Cudgel. Let's see if this even KOs Grim. Should, yeah. Perfect. I get a free swap. I get to go out into Okidogi, and I get to go Ogerpon. I'm going for the Terra on the Okidogi. And then we should be able to absorb the attacks with ease. The only problem is Ivy Cudgel crits, I think, is going to be like the main concerning part. But we will go for the Drain Punch into the Torkoal slot and Spiky Shield. I'm going for the Drain Punch into Torkoal because I don't want to fall for a Spiky Shield from the Ogerpons. And I think it's kind of fine if Ogerpon attacks, because like I'm pretty sure they're locked in to follow me, because if I do go for like, let's say an Ivy Cudgel and a Torkoal and a double up, I think they instant lose. So yeah, let's see. I think the show always be follow me. Spiky Shield from the Ogerpon. Does it follow me? Oh, they actually went for the attack. All right. Aggressive, but I'm okay with that too. Maybe they doubled up. They could have also doubled up my Ogerpon if they think I'm max speed, which is fine. Why did it do so much? I did a lot more than I expected. Okay, that's Specs, I think. All right. Drain Punch into the Torkoal. That's a Light Screen and a Assault Vest. That's crazy. Ivy Cudgel. Perfect. Gonna Drain Punch to Ogerpon and I guess Ivy Cudgel to Torkoal. Yeah, the fact that this is Specs Torkoal, the damage output's actually going crazier into my Okidogi than I thought. So I'm kind of glad I did Terra, but still kind of concerning. Drain Punch into the Ogerpon does bring it down to its 30. Get a critical hit on the Ogerpon, but I don't think that matters. Okay. Get to heal up quite a bit. And it looks like my Ogerpon is just slower than their Ogerpon. Okay, so I do get the KO on Torkoal. Okay, we take those. I was not expecting that, but that works out. Perfect. And then they go for the Ivy Cudgel. Oh, they didn't target. Okay, never mind. I guess it didn't matter because they targeted down my Okidogi for some reason. All right, beautiful. Trigger returns to normal. Psychic Terrain disappears. Yeah, like I felt like I would have just been able to stall this out even if they try to eliminate my Ogerpon. Wait, did we just speed tie? That might have been the case. Yeah, we did just speed tie. So it was a speed tie. But I don't think it matters. I just Drain Punch. I go for Follow Me. Or I can Ivy Cudgel. Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Because I just have 2 attacks. Spike a Shield. Stall. Can't do anything. So, Yep. Just huge damage with the Choice Specs Galarian Moltres immediately, and with the screens up from Grimmsnarl, was able to stall out the rest of the Trick Room, although that Torkoal did way more damage than I was anticipating to Okidogi, so very glad for that Terra Dragon defensive typing because it actually really worked out there. Okay, we have Gouging Fire with Ting-Lu, the Galarian Zapdos, a Glimmora, Ogerpon, Wellspring form, and Farigiraf. So is this the coaching team? I know that coaching is very common with Galarian Zapdos with the Ting-Lu. I've seen Yachi Berry, but I'm not exactly 100% sure if this is it. Okay, I do like Grimmsnarl a lot here. Grimmsnarl's pretty good. My own Moltres is really solid, so I do think it is probably great here. Bronzong's not too bad. I don't know if I really want to bring it, but it's not too bad. It's not bad at all against this team. Cornerstone Ogerpon is also pretty tempting. I do kind of like it a lot here. Okidogi is really good. I do want to bring Okidogi back. I think just Ogerpon's really solid. The thing about Bronzong is it's a bit strange in this matchup. I just don't know, because yeah, it can theoretically beat Glimmora. There is the Gouging Fire I think I have to watch out for. I'm a little bit worried about the damage from the Galarian Zapdos, and Ting-Lu I think might run a dark move on this team like Throw Chop, so I don't think it's worth it. We're gonna see Glimmora plus the Ting-Lu, which is, or Glimmora, which is fine. Okay. So I'm okay with this. It's not the best, but I don't think it's too bad. I think I'm just going to go for a light screen immediately. And go out into my Okidogi. It should be Meteor Beam coming out. I don't think it's Sludge Bomb. If it is Sludge Bomb, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to go Okidogi. I'm going for a light screen in case they, because one, it allows me to take the Meteor Beam better. B, like, I don't know if they're Sludge Bombing turn one into like the Grim, expecting to protect from the Moltres. Howl, all right, so they're going to boost up their stat on Gouging Fire at least. Okay. They do go straight for the Meteor Beam, so this should be out into the Galarian Moltres, which is perfect. Okay. Next is slowing down these Pokemon, which is going to be pretty important to me. So targets down my Okidogi. We are able to take that extremely well. Question is, how am I maneuvering this afterward? Because I think the play is probably just to go for a Thunder Wave into the Gouging Fire or the Glimmora. I do like the idea of targeting down the Glimmora. Yeah, I'm going to Thunder Wave the Glimmora actually, and I'm going to go out into Galarian Moltres. The reason is, if this is Burning Bulwark on the Gouging Fire, I could always Thunder Wave the Gouging Fire the next turn and not really feel super punished about it. I'm trying to dodge an Earth Power into what's my slot here, but we'll see. A Thunder Wave going to come out. If they Breaking Swipe, this also works out pretty well for me too. So let's see if we get this call right. Thunder Wave is nice. Nice, they did Breaking Swipe, so not really taking too much here with the Moltres, which is beautiful. And let's see, going to be Sludge Bomb into the Grim, which we do tank. Okay. Nice, no poison too. Gonna go for a Thunder Wave into Gouging Fire, and I think I'm just gonna go for a Fire Wrath and get as much damage as I possibly can out to these Pokemon. I added the Paralysis and the Fire Wrath flinch chance, so I think that's pretty good. And now the Gouging Fire is slowed in my Ogerpon, which is also another big thing. They go for Howl again, which I'm kind of surprised about, but that's pretty greedy, but I'll definitely take that. Okay. A Fire Wrath gonna come out. Pretty strong damage. And yeah, as you can see, we do have the Paraflinch chance. Now we can get a Reflect Up, I suppose. And if a Moltres will survive the Heat Crash now with that Reflect Up, I'd imagine we live a plus, what is it? +2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we live +2. We're going to see the Glimmora Retreat, which is an interesting play. Out into the Ting-Lu. All right, to reduce the damage output of the Galarian Moltres. I respect it. Okay. Definitely will take it. Get the Reflect Up. E-Crash going to be fired off into the Galarian Moltres. We do survive thanks to that Reflect. We are able to get the Berserk special attack boost and a Fire Wrath. Let's see. Probably not picking up the knock on Gouging Fire. Yep, pretty close, but not enough. Okay, we are all right here, I think. Because we have both screens up. We got the 2 Pokemon that are just paralyzed. There are no... Is this a Tinglu swap in a Glimmora for the Toxic Spikes? Wouldn't like that. Wouldn't like that. I'm actually going to Spirit Break the Gouging, I think. Yeah, I'm going to Spirit Break the Gouging Fire Raft because they're attacking with Gouging probably into my Moltres. And if they get paralyzed with the Gouging Fire, then Moltres gets the Fire Raft off and then I avoid any attack. Okay, so they just stay in with both, which is fine. I'm able to get rid of the Gouging, which is nice. And my position against these two are still fine. I just didn't want Toxic Spikes up because that would have broken my Sturdy. And I felt like Tinglu swapping would have made a lot of sense because... then they, like, if I did target Tinglu to get damaged, then Toxic Spikes go up. I lose my Sturdy on my Ogerpon as well as, like, my Okidogi takes a lot. Like, I didn't think it was worth it. Actually, when they know Okidogi, I keep forgetting Okidogi would just get rid of Toxic Spikes, so it wouldn't have been too bad. But the Zapdos is going to come in, which is fine. As we bring out the Ogerpon and the... Okidogi. Now, this is going to be a bit of a questionable situation, but we should still be acceptable. I'm just going to go for my Terra. I'm going to go with the Okidogi. I'm going to go for the Drain Punch into Tinglu. I think I'm going to Power Whip too, because the Tinglus don't usually run Protect on these teams. It should be fine. Because I don't know if this is coaching. We're actually going to see the swap from the Zapdos. Interesting. Into Glimmora. A-okay by me. All right, so that's a perfect turn. Power Whip into Tinglu. It's a lot of damage. I don't think it picks up a knockout, but if it does, that's probably best case scenario, but we'll see. Okay, bring out the Terra Dragon. So they baited out my Terra perfectly. Power Up does connect, which is really good. We are able to knock out the Tinglu, which is fantastic. Oh, critical hit. I don't know if it mattered. Depends. Because they usually like offensive Tinglus on these teams, like Clear Amulet sometimes. Drain Punch going to come out into the Glimmora. Picks up the knockout. So that is an amazing, amazing turn. Now the Zapdos is by itself. And I get to click Knock Off into the Zapdos as well as a Ivy Cudgel into that Zapdos as well. And if the Zapdos isn't Scarf, it doesn't outspeed my Ogerpon anyway. Can't break through the Sturdy. And if it is Scarf, it gets knocked off. So that's perfect. So let's go for a knockoff Ivy Cudgel. That was going to be forfeited. Very, very nice. Very nice. Was able to get huge damage or a huge lead off right out the bat. Like a little bit of repositioning with the Glimmora against the Glimmora. I tried to do some baits. It didn't exactly work out, but I think it did help out quite a bit that I was able to get into a pretty decent position with just like screens up, both Pokemon paralyzed. I was just able to put that position. Yes, I did get a bit lucky with the para or the flinch I got on Glimmora. I forgot which one it was, but I did put myself in position to get like, you know, a decent amount of luck there, and it did work out. Incineroar, Shifu, Raging Bolt, Fluttermane, Rillaboom, and Landorus Variant. Okay, Landorus Variant's interesting. I'm just used to seeing like Landorus in Carniform. How do I want to approach this matchup? Okidogi is really good against these balanced teams, so I think I just want to lead Okidogi Grimmsnarl. It's really tough for them to actually break through. Other than, I guess they have a Landorus, but it's not Landorus and Carnus Variant, so one Reflect makes it actually pretty tricky for them. And I think in the back, I like the Galarian Moltres. It can do a ton of damage to the remainder, and then probably a Moongus, because a Moongus can Pollen Puff heal. Bronzong isn't too bad either, because the team actually doesn't have much chance to Bronzong, but I'd probably prefer just going with a Moongus. It's pretty consistent for Okidogi to set up for a win con, and if I do take a lot of damage against the Landorus immediately, then having it, I think, on deck is pretty nice, especially because they have double Intimidate. So if they want to activate that dog in Okidogi, then so be it. Let's see. It is going to be Fluttermane and the Raging Bolt, which is a-okay by me. All right, Grimmsnarl plus the Okidogi. We fire off gunk shots in this house easily, and we go for the light screen into, actually, can I outspeed the Fluttermane because it's not speed booster? I guess I could just drain. Okay, yeah, no, I could change the game plan a bit. I can go for a Drain Punch into the slot and just light screen up. Then I could Thunder Wave into Gunk Shot the Flutter Mane the next turn and be okay. All right, I'll take that. The light screen, they go for a Dazzling Gleam, which is fine. Able to tank that pretty well actually with both. A Drain Punch going to come out into the Raging Bolt, so I can get some recovery. And then this is what? Calm Mind. Okay. So I do got to respect the Bolt. The Bolt's a little bit scary, but I do have a Moongus that's pretty good against it. So not feeling too much pressure right off the bat, but definitely something I will have to respect later on. So I will go for the Thunder Wave and Gunk Shot combo into Flutter Mane. Is that Specs though? It's not really Specs damage. I'm just going to Thunder Wave Gunk Shot though. Okay, Bolt protects. Maybe they expect me to double up the Bolt with Spirit Break plus a attack from the Okidogi like Drain Punch, but that actually works out well because I am able to get the Thunder Wave off into the Flutter Mane. So if we do get, let's say, a Gunk Shot hit, we do land a Gunk Shot. That's amazing. Goodbye, Flutter Mane. No Focus Sash on that Flutter Mane, so just eliminated right off the bat. And pretty big turn. Pretty big turn. All right. You are able to heal with leftovers, but your damage output is not the best right here. We're going to see our Shifu come out, which is not too surprising. I gotta respect the Urshifu though. I think my play is just to always go a Moongus. They're probably, I think this might be a double up into Okidogi. So I think I'm just gonna go for a Spirit Break actually. I'm gonna target down the Bolt and I'm gonna go for a Moongus swap. If they target down my Grimmsnarl with certain strikes, so be it. I think that's okay. I'm more worried about like Thunderclap into certain strikes into the other slot. And yeah, that's exactly what they did, it looks like. So that's perfect. Nice, 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 nice. So Amoongus was definitely the right bring. Was able to get this bait situation of them trying to target my threat down, but it's not going to work for them. And I'm able to get the Spirit Break off, which is huge. Nice. And that's really good damage in Raging Bolt too, so I'll gladly take it. Yeah, look at that damage. That's actually really good damage to a Raging Bolt. Very impressive. Okay. I could Rage Powder Spirit Break. I think I'm just going to go for a Spore into the Urshifu slot. And what do I want to do with Grim? Probably just set up the Reflect. I don't really need to Spirit Break. I'm okay with because whatever their back Pokemon is, yeah, they just forfeit the game. Okidogi's just really good against balance if you set it properly. And yeah, they was able to call out that one turn. I was like a little bit scared. I don't know if the double up would guarantee the KO with Assault Vest and the light screen up, but you know, better to be safe than sorry, and it definitely did work out. And I didn't lose too much if they take the knock on Grim because I get a free switch back to Okidogi and I threaten Rage Powder plus attack or Spore plus attack, so no matter what, I felt fine. Flutter Mane, Chi-Yu, the Amoongus, Grimmsnarl, Hisuian Arcanine, and Annihilate. This is going to be one weird team. Cornerstone Ogerpon's good here. Grimmsnarl is really good here. Grimmsnarl Okidogi is actually really good here. I do kind of like it. So I'm going to lead Grimmsnarl Okidogi. The reason I like it a lot is because Okidogi pressures the Arcanine. Flutter Mane Chi-Yu is a little bit strange. I think it depends really, but I think I can manage. Ogerpon's really good. Galarian Moltres is really good as a wall breaker in the end. I don't really like Amoongus in this matchup. Doesn't really like, I get out damaged a lot here. And Bronzong, Terrifier Bronzong's not terrible in this matchup, but it doesn't really beat Annihilate. So unless I force a Terra, which I don't know if I can in this, we'll see. Gonna be Grimmsnarl Chi, which is absolutely fine here. It's Okidogi and Grimmsnarl. So are you fake out? Are you fake tears? We'll find out this upcoming turn, but I am just going to attempt a Gunk Shot to Grimmsnarl because I would like getting rid of Grimmsnarl immediately. I do have a Ogerpon that can handle the Chi later on, and I don't really want to play a Terra game turn one. And if they Terra, I get to Thunder Wave at the next turn. So I'm just going to Light Screen and Gunk Shot. And if they don't go for a screen here, then that means that Gunk Shot knocks out the Grimmsnarl, hopefully. Which means even if they attempt to Spirit Break, I'm fine. They're actually going to switch out to Chi-Yu, so this is perfect. Into Flutter Mane. No, Annihilate. That makes sense too. To bait out the fighting type move, so this is perfect. We are able to get the light screen up. Awesome. And we are going to see a reflect, which makes a lot of sense here. Perfect. I am able to get a free gung shot off into the Grimmsnarl slot, and that is massive damage. No poison, but that's fine. I'm going to go for a drain punch into the Grimmsnarl, and I am just going to go for a thunder wave actually into the Annihilate, because I don't need to bulk up just yet. Yeah, so I'm just going to thunder wave. They're probably just going to set up the light screen, and then I can reflect the next turn if I really need to. So I'm kind of okay here. Like, the Annihilate needs to be set up, and the thing is, like, I'm okay with this position right now. They go for parting. Okay. If they go into Chiyu, they're in a really bad position. But I don't know if they want to go Flutter Mane here either. They're in a really weird spot. So, all right, they go for parting shot. I imagine they had a switch in mind when they made this play. Amoonguss. Okay, that makes sense. So I am able to get a drain punch off into the Amoonguss. Rocky Helmet. All right. Yeah, paralysis immediately, which is nice. Okay. It did set up light screen though. Huh. They did not set up light screen. So I have a few options. Do I want to take the sleep turn? I think it's a big one. I think my play is just to go Ogerpon and go Moltres here. And the reason I go for this play is because I don't know who they're sporing. I'm pretty sure they're sporing the Okidogi slot, since I think it's very safe for the most part. And I want to get a position where I can go for Follow Me and maybe like a Fire Wrath or Air Slash just immediately and get this damage across with the Specs Moltres. It's nice. That's why we went for Thunder Wave earlier. Ooh, they got me on the Spore turn. Okay, so good play on their part. Ogerpon's not in a hated spot. Trying to figure out what I want to do here. I kind of want a Spiky Shield because I don't want my Sash to be broken. Because they could Drain Punch the Ogerpon. And then I'm just going to burn it to sleep. It doesn't matter what I lock into with Galarian Moltres this turn, because I probably want to think about it the next turn. I think I want to just spam Air Slash with Choice Specs, but we'll see. They do bulk up first. Okay. So that's Annihilate's going to be scary. That's thing I'm going to have to oh, shoot. Oh, two hits. It's not loaded dice. Okay. But they're not Rage Fist though. All right, I'm swapping out though. I'm going out in a Grim, and I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go for the. I go for Fire Wrath, or do I go for the Air Slash? I think I just Fire Wrath. It's like a lot of damage. They don't exactly have the best switches either. So I will Fire Wrath here. If they Spore my Galarian Moltres is not good though. Like if they re-attempt to Spore, because I would probably, if I was them, Drain Punch and Spore, but I don't want them to go greedy and like double up my Ogerpon, because I think Ogerpon's pretty important to handle the Chiyu. I'm going for a Fire Wrath in case they decide to Terra, because I also get damage on the Amoonguss, and I have like flinch chances across the board. Moltres stays asleep, which is fine. Drain Punch? Yep, Drain Punch. They're going to try to get rid of the Cornerstone Ogerpon. Makes sense. I want to reflect up for the Annihilate really badly. Okay, they doubled up with Bullet Seed. Okay. Wait, this actually matters how much hits you get. Okay. 2 and 3. Pretty unfortunate luck on my opponent's side, but it works out. I go for the Reflect here. And I'm going to go for an Air Slash. I guess I'm going to tar down the Amoon. So let's see how much damage we're going to get. Reflect up. We do wake up, which is nice. We are able to get an Air Slash off, which is huge. That KOs the Amoonguss. Wait, that's so big. Wait, what? And they remain paralyzed. What the heck? Why'd they go Chiyu? Why didn't they go Grim? Okay. I don't know why they went Chi because the Beats of Ruin is actually like really hurting them. Okay. I have light screen up, right? Yeah, I do. It's not many turns left, but it's acceptable. I'm gonna Thunder Wave the Chi-Yu, which is a weird looking play, but I think it's fine. And I'm just gonna Air Slash the Annihilate, which should probably Terra. Why is there no Terra? I Thunder Wave in case because like I know that I'm going down here anyway. Wait, I didn't go down. Huh. They just decided to go for Snarl, which lowered my damage output. But they should know I'm Specs. They have Beads of Ruin. I do so much damage to that Annihilate. Jeez. And I get the flinch too because Para Flinch is king. But why was there no Terra? Alright, really weird turn, but it works out for me. I'm just gonna go for the Air Slash and the Spirit Break. They might forfeit here. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like you were forced to Terra in that situation. Because you know that I'm Specs. I don't know what their plan was there. Like... Yeah, I was also not expecting Air Slash to knock out Amoonguss, but I guess it just knocks out Amoonguss. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm confused, but it worked out because... I got rid of the Amoonguss, which I was hoping for like a lot of damage, if not a potential KO or to put in range of an Ogerpon attack, but I was not expecting how that sequence was going. I was just like, okay, one of these Pokemon is probably Terraring, right? I was expecting Annihilate too, but I Thunder Wave because I'm like, oh, geez, just gonna knock me out, right? They're not gonna let Grim survive and maybe Spirit Break around, so... But they were going to just do that, get the chip damage also onto the Moltres, so maybe Annihilate with the Terra, and take an Air Slash, fire back a powerful Drain Punch, and they could KO me with maybe another Heat Wave if they were lucky, but that is not how it ended up going. All right, let's go over the games. In Game 1, Galarian Moltres was able to do so much damage at the start of the game, and with 2 early knockouts while stalling out Trick Room turns, I was able to set up screens with Grimmsnarl and win the endgame against the final 2. In Game 2, had to maneuver a bit, but positioned myself into a good spot with luck in my favor to do a lot of damage to their team with Fire Wrath and set up a good endgame for Ogerpon and Okidogi to clean up. In Game 3, Okidogi is really strong in the balanced teams, and getting the right calls against my opponent alongside hitting the gunk shot made it hard for them to do much at all. In Game 4, Galarian Moltres was very strong against their team as Okidogi got a lot of damage onto their Grimmsnarl, and they weren't able to set up light screens, so Choice Specs Air Slash was able to do so much, even knock out their Amoonguss in one shot. Overall, this team is really something. It's really fun. I think the Galarian Moltres able to do a lot of heavy damage output, which is nice because I feel like sometimes Galarian Moltres needs 1 or maybe 2 nasty plots to really set up, but with screens you're able to bulk out quite a bit. You have Choice Specs for immediate damage output. If you go under that 50% boost, you have the Choice Specs and the +1 from Berserk. You can go pretty insane, and yeah, Okidogi of course really good into a lot of the teams potentially at EYC. So it was a very strong pick. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. If you'd like to try out the team, hopefully the rental code is still available, but otherwise subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.